But everyone log on that's going to want to log on and start. Many of the forms like that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So we're good. Okay, it's 1:30, Tuesday, April 21st. We'll call the meeting to order. Notice that this meeting was properly posted on April 16th, 2020. And would anyone like to do the prayer? Cody, would you like to?
Nothing like being put on the spot. All right. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the people up here doing all they can to make the situation as best as possible. Please give us guidance and direction and lead us in the proper path. Amen.
Let's stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Discussion and possible action to set a date, time, and place to reconvene in case of a technical difficulty. Anyone like to make a motion for that? Move Wednesday at 10. Okay. So the motion is Wednesday at 10 o'clock. I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Do I need to call roll call on all votes? All right, let's do it. Go ahead. Miles?
Aye. Aye.
I think since we're doing it like this, everybody wants to do roll
We'll
call.
do roll call on every vote. Yes. So
Can't we just do a
Miles?
vote by acclamation, and if there's any abstention, then we could do a roll call? That's standard Robert's Rules of Order.
Is that acceptable, Council? He said that we can affirm, and if there's no negatives, we don't have to do a roll call vote. We have to do a roll call, so we will now call the roll.
David Newton.
Aye.
Danny Honeycutt.
Aye.
Chantel Losa.
Aye.
Miles Davidson.
Aye.
Christy Miller. Aye. Cody Thompson.
Aye. Okay, the motion's carried. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of March 24th, 2020? So moved.
If you could, real quick, I did see what appeared to be an error on the minutes. Item number 13. There was two motions. One was to receive a report, receive documents. The second was to recommend to BOCC and Budget Board. I believe the motion was also to recommend to PBA. So I think it should say BOCC, PBA, and Budget Board. And there was also an issue with a vote. I believe the vote was 6 yes, 1 no, and this indicates 7 yes. I believe Mr. Davidson was a no.
I will correct that.
Okay, so do you want to withdraw the motion? Withdraw the second? Would you like to make the motion with the amendment?
I'll move approval with the amendments as stated.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
David Newton.
Aye.
Danny Honeycutt.
Aye.
Chantel Losa.
Aye.
Miles Davis.
Aye.
Christie Miller. Aye. Cody Thompson.
Aye. Thank you. All right, item 3, discussion and possible action to identify and review all contracts, including state contracts, purchases related to jail goods and services. Jenny Honeycutt, do you have any updates?
I don't think we have any updates on any of the current contracts.
Any other discussion or updates? Seeing none, there'd be no action. Item number 4, discussion and possible action to identify all properly listed on county inventory used by or within the Oklahoma County Detention Center. And is there any updates?
No, I think we're still in the holding pattern until we have a date certain.
Okay. Seeing no.
What kind of date certain are we looking for? I mean, can we operate off of July 1? We operate off of July 1 being the date that the trust takes over, or do we need the trust to actually say in a formalized letter that July 1 is when they plan on taking over? If not, I think we could start moving forward with a bunch of this stuff under the assumption of July 1 being the takeover date.
Well, Miles, we can't move forward by actually transferring stuff. So I think, the inventory list is, I believe, completed, if not almost completed, but until such time as they tell us the date certain, I mean, we can't transfer them items until they're actually going to take over. And so that's all I mean when we say we're just waiting on a date.
And I'm not aware of anything in writing that has given us that date.
What I'm saying is you can operate off of the assumption July 1 being the takeover date, correct?
Okay.
Or are we not wanting to assume anything?
Well, I mean, we assumed January 1st when we first started. I mean, we've moved the date. I think all of us might think that there's nothing we can really do without an absolute date. And I mean, we've been meeting now for several months, and we don't know what that date is. I don't know for any certainty if it's July 1. I've not heard that or been told that or seen that in writing. If anyone else has, please let us know.
Yeah, I do know that Mr. Williams and their new finance officer, Mr. McCutcheon, has indicated that they are shooting for a July 1. But there was individuals in the building last Monday and Friday providing paperwork to our employees to allow the trust access to their personnel files. And so they are making statements that July 1. So it's going to wait until we're speaking about employee issues on that.
Are there any questions or?
It used to be 2 people representing the trust under the assumption of July 1st. I'm hearing, is that correct? Both Greg Williams and these employment people. So if they're operating under July 1st, can we at least not operate under the same assumption? Or pick a date before that and be ready to hit the green button for go
Where we're at.
whenever they say? I mean, that's
Miles, I think that's where
a complete inventory list.
Miles, I think that's where this body's always been. We've always been moving forward until we've been kind of stuck in a holding pattern. And now that we see that the trust has actually expressed some interest in July 1, I think this is providing us an opportunity to kind of get spun back up.
Is there any other discussion?
So we're spinning up for a July 1st date? Is that what you said?
I don't understand what your issue is. If you would like to expound upon it, I'm all ears.
No, I just think that this stagnation is self-created. We can move forward. We have an inventory that you said is almost finished. Well, we've been doing this for 7, 8, 9 months now. I don't know how long it takes to do inventory. But let's just assume that the July 1 date is the date that we take over. Let's assume that the week from today was the date we took over. Either way, we still do not have complete, ready to go turnkey operations to hand over to the trust on any date, be it July 1st, be it December 31st, be it April 15th. None of those dates would have been met or could be met because none of the things are actually complete and ready to go.
I think we're waiting on the trust more than the trust is waiting on us.
I mean, I know it's,
They-
go ahead.
yeah, I just,
Our office is prepared to do everything it needs to do as soon as we're given a concrete date. And all the assets can be transferred with one BOCC meeting, is my understanding. And as far as everything else, I'm still missing the point of, are you wanting us to start doing things in the assumption that something's going to happen, even though it's not in writing? And I mean, as we can tell right now, a lot of things can happen in between now and July 1st. So, I mean, I don't know how we would use that as a concrete date any more than we've been using. Unless you know something more concrete that we don't.
No, it sounds like the person that knows the date better than any of us is the one that has dealt with Greg Williams and the employment specialist, and that's the sheriff's office. We've all heard the July 1st date. And I think a lot of us have heard the July 1st date. What I'm asking is, do you not have a complete inventory? Can we operate, get everything ready to go, assuming that July 1, again, do not have a complete inventory? Do not have, all I'm saying is, why aren't we to the point where we can get go?
Well, might as well give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that my audio cut out when I said the inventory is either complete or it's almost complete.
Okay. Is there a motion to receive the update?
I'll make a motion to receive the update on item 4.
I'll second. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
David Newton,
Aye.
Danny Honeycutt,
Aye.
Chantel Joseph,
Aye.
Miles Davidson,
Aye.
Christy Miller. Aye. Cody Collins.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Number 5, any discussion and possible action to identify costs associated with the reduction of force of county employees. Does anyone have any updates? Seeing none, there's no action on that item. Item 6, discussion and possible action to request the Oklahoma County District Attorney's Office to prepare interlocal agreements between County of Oklahoma County and the Oklahoma County Criminal Justice Authority for the provision of services of the county clerk, county treasurer, board of county commissioners, budget board, and staff, to include the OCC department. Is there anybody with any information about any MOUs as of right now? Okay. Being none, there's no action on that item. Item 7, discussion and possible action to identify computer, telephone, and technology needs. Is there any update on that? Seeing none. Number 8, discussion and possible action to identify and review insurance policies and surety bonds. Does anyone have an update on that? Seeing none, moving on to number 9. There's no action on 8. Discussion and possible action to identify and review unfunded and unallocated expenses of the Criminal Justice Authority as they relate to the detention center and its operation. Anyone have any update on any of that? Seeing none. Number 10. Discussion and possible action to identify and review a timeline, deadlines, and dates for processing of payroll of the sheriff's detention personnel. There's no update with that because we have no date. So, number 11, discussion and possible action to develop related to the development of a separation of employment plan or policy. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Number 12, discussion and possible action related to any item on the Detention Center Transition Committee task list. Seeing none, there's no action. 13, discussion and possible action to set the next meeting for the Oklahoma County Detention Center Transition Committee. I would make a motion that we don't need to set a date until there is some action or concrete date given to us, because I don't think we're accomplishing anything in this meeting for right now. Until there's new information, I don't see any reason to set another meeting.
Aaron, are we going to need to set another meeting procedurally, or?
It can just be a call, Chair.
We can call a meeting if there's anything new. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I don't disagree that, until we know exactly what date. I just think we would need to give ourselves plenty of lead time, and I think probably wouldn't even need it till late May.
okay, so the motion was to not set the meeting. Do we have a second?
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Call the roll.
David Newton.
Aye.
Danny Honeycutt.
Aye.
Michael Taylor.
Aye.
Chantal Bofa.
Aye.
Miles Davidson.
Aye.
Christy Miller. Aye. Cody Collins.
Aye.
Okay, board comments. Would anyone like to make any comments? Seeing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. Call the roll.
David Newton.
Aye.
Danny Honeycutt.
Aye.
Michael Taylor.
Aye.
Chantal Bofa.
Aye.
Miles Davidson.
Aye.
Christy Miller. Aye. Cody Collins.
Aye.
Thank you all. We're adjourned.